Dimensions to the offense this year. Obviously, Odell, you guys are waiting to see him go full off PUP. But Jonnu, you've seen a lot. What dimension will that kind of tight end with that yak ability add, do you think?
Yeah. The tight end room, like Durham and Julian, we're giving those guys some crap for being like Team No Yak. And Jonnu's going to be one of those guys where you could get the ball in a million different ways with him. So I think the most exciting thing is the different creativity you're going to see out of the offense and getting the ball in space, being able to run through. I mean, we've seen a number of times where he's running through contact. You know, we're thudding, but defense is flying around, and he's still, playing fast and being able to do his thing. So he's been a great addition for sure.
Now, there's been a little, public about the reinforcement of the rules for the motion, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm curious, have you guys talked about that, and does it affect maybe how precise you have to be on some of those deals?
Yeah, all the time. I think those are the details, and anytime we're creating offense and you get 10 running around and it's impossible to stop, like, we got to figure out what the rules are so we can follow. But that's obviously a conversation we're all, very aware of, that special team stuff. It's a daily discussion, and I think we're locking in on it. It's cool to have these officials here. The number of joint practices we're doing, great to ask those guys those questions, because whatever they see is what's going to be called in the regular season, so they're doing great.
Alec, the backs here in the past did you have a follow-up, Cam? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. The backs here in the past have talked about how you're their eyes into the gap, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when you watch Julian Wright on tape, what stands out about his vision and decision-making?
Jay Wright, he is crazy fast, and there's a lot of tendencies that you transition from college to NFL. It's a learning curve, and I think Devon has been a great resource for him, just going through that last year and being able to have that sounding board of okay, this is where you can put your eyes. We both played in the SEC last year. They can have those conversations. So being able to have those conversations, I think those two are really clicking. I think you see it when he's out there playing fast. He obviously did a great job being able to run daylight. He had that whole catch, turn around, cross the field. That normally doesn't happen in the NFL, but he has that speed and that talent. So it's been cool to see him develop really quick.
I guess just one more on the motion question. You mentioned how good the 10 is, and obviously you guys as a team. When you hear some of the reinforcement, do you feel like it's targeting you guys? Are you maybe so good at it?
Yeah, when we watch those videos and it's the motions and they're having conversations with the refs, we know who they're talking about. When the cut blocks pop up, we know they're talking about me. I gotta make sure that I'm aware of the tackle box and all that stuff. So it's a little passive aggressiveness, but I think we deal with it, and you got to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? That's the rule, and I think that's what gives the livelihood and protecting the players and making sure it's a great product and it's even playing field. So I think, when they show those videos, we know exactly who they're talking about, what plays they're talking about.
Alec, one of the few areas where the offense came up a little bit short statistically last year was short yardage situations.
Yeah.
As the fullback, how personally do you take the challenge of making sure that improves in 2020?
Extremely personal. I think that's literally one of the job descriptions of playing F in this offense, whether you're a slot wide receiver, a fullback, second tight end, that F spot, being able to move the sticks it's part of your job description. You're playing within those margins of the game. So the more that we've worked on it all the way throughout OTAs, being able to put it out onto the field, I think it's going to be fun to see, just being able to make that next first down and giving us 3 more opportunities for those, 60-yard explosive plays that are going to happen, but then being able to stay on track a whole lot more efficiently. So, I did take that personally. So,
quick follow-up. The key to the improvement, is it more technical or is it more philosophical attitude?
At some point, you got to draw a line in the sand. You just got to go get it. That's what it is. So, yes, we can talk about X's and O's. Yes, we can talk about technique. But at the end of the day, you have to move your man past that line of scrimmage so that the back or whoever can get that first down. So I think it's a combination of both.
When you think about the work in pass protection against this new defense through 14, 15 practices, whatever it is there 1 or 2 things that come to mind about how that's kind of improved your game or maybe given you a look you haven't seen before?
Yeah, our defense is playing so fast, so convicted. They're running all over the place. Every day we go back and we watch and practice. Those guys are sprinting sideline to sideline. They're tied in, they're talking, they're communicating. So it's a challenge for us. This is one of the most competitive camps I've ever been a part of. 9 times out of 10, it's normally at this time of the year, it's either the offense beating the defense beating the offense, and right now it's going back and forth. So I think that the blitz pickups, the different looks you can get, just playing fast. It doesn't matter if we have pads on or not. Guys are playing fast. They're setting edges. We're playing really good high-level football right now during training camp in August, which is really cool to see.
Alec,
Time for a few more guys.
Without getting into specifics, is there more in the playbook this year, new elements that intrigue you that Mike came back with?
We are testing the limits of this offense right now. So it's been fun to see. We're in the lab. And I think it's cool for everybody to kind of take that role. Like, there's no comfort in the offense. Like, it is like completely competition, offense versus defense, but then offense within the offense to be able to see who can do what, who can do it well, being able to blend all these formations, all these personnel groups, and that's what we're developing. So it's been fun. It's been challenging. It's tough. You're only a couple weeks in. You feel like you've been playing for 3 months already, but it's a lot of fun.
And one more on that question. Is there something specific, without saying what it is, obviously, that you have seen added, that Mike has added, that you're interested to see how another team will react to it, or how it will work in a regular season game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I don't know if I'm going to give any tea leaves out to our week 1 opponent. But no, I think a lot of the pre-snap and post-snap, like being able to play fast, be able to align, like our offensive line is running off the ball. They're moving people. They're combination. It's been fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of in the backfield. So being able to really take that next step, tie in a center's eyes to fullback's eyes to running back's eyes, so we're all seeing the same thing in the run game. Same thing with the pass game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Chop, did you grow up a Washington Redskins Commanders fan or Baltimore Ravens fan? Who was your favorite team and player back then?
I mean, growing up, I was a Ravens fan back when they had Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Saquon Bolden, all those guys. But my dad's a big Commanders fan, and he loves the Commanders, especially when like Kirk Cousins was there, Alex Smith, all those guys. So I kind of been around it my whole life. My grandparents Commanders fan. They live around right by the stadium. Kind of grew up around that area. So Commanders is cool, but I'll see them tomorrow.
Chop, Jalen Phillips kind of joked with us the other day that you make a big play, maybe a sack, a tackle for loss, and you never celebrate. And he's trying to get you to emote a little bit more. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I am. I'm just a next play mentality type of guy. But JP, he's getting out of me. When I made a few plays against the Falcons in the joint practice, I was getting a little excited. He was like, I need more of that. He was getting excited for me. So I think the more I just get confident in making plays, more stuff will start to come out.
And to follow up on that, what's it been like having him back on the field, and what is your relationship with him been like even before he could practice when he was in meeting rooms and on the sidelines?
I mean, having him on the field is just insane. Like, just seeing how big he is and how good he can move. You know, watching it from TV, because I've been watching him since he was in college. So watching it from TV and then being on the field with him and seeing it in person is world different. And then off the field, he's just like a mentor to me. We go in the film room, he talked to me, he helped me out, give me keys and everything. And I'm just a listener, listening to the guys that's been out here and making plays.
Do you think you'll play in the next game?
Yeah, I'll be available the next game.
How will you approach your first pro game?
I mean, I just try not to overthink it. Just go out there, play football, have fun. At the end of the day, it's just football. So just go out there, listen to my coaches. I know the playbook, so I just go out there and play.
We've seen a lot of plays from you over the last week and a half, setting the edge, obviously getting to the quarterback. Where specifically has either Coach Crow or Coach Weaver or Coach Clark told you they've seen improvement from you in the last week and a half or 2 weeks?
Really just my hands and setting the edge. You know, sometimes I could just set the edge with just using my shoulder and stuff like that, but getting off the ball with my speed, getting my hands inside the tight end or a tackle, and being able to set it and just go from two hands to one hand, I've just been good with that. So I just learned that from Coach Crow and Coach Clark and everybody.
Chop, at this point in camp, how do you feel physically, and how would you compare the grind to the college grind for fall camp?
I mean, it's definitely different, especially being out here in the heat. You know, you don't get used to it, but it get a little better. So just taking it one day at a time, just getting better, trying to find something every day to get better.
Do the folks in Maryland, are they a little mad that you left to go to Pennsylvania, or do you think most of them understand why you made that choice?
I mean, a lot of people were frustrated when I transferred there, but the real ones knew they still wished the best for me and everything like that. So it turned out to be the best thing for me anyway.
I know you're working hard, but is there a special element to the fact that, you know, if you see some play time in that first game, that your first game will be against, you know, your dad's favorite team? Is there something special there in your eyes, like just, you know, from a family aspect?
No, honestly, just me playing in the NFL preseason game, that would be the biggest thing for my family.
If you get a sack, will it count or not really because it's preseason?
No, it doesn't count as preseason. Once the regular season comes, though, it'll count.
Will you have a lot of family down here for Saturday's game?
Yeah, my dad, all my family's coming down, my siblings and everybody, they'll be here.
And your dad will be in Dolphin colors?
Of course.
Just how we were talking about your celebration, your next play mentality. Has JP worked on you on celebrations? If you get that regular season sack?
I mean, once I showed him my chop celebration, we were just talking in the meeting room. I was showing him my chop celebration. He was like, "When you get that sack, I better see that, or he gonna be mad." So when I get that sack, I'm gonna definitely hit that celebration for him.
Did you play to his brother Talia at Maryland?
Yeah, I played with him. That was my freshman year. That was his first year at Maryland.
How are they similar or different?
I mean, both of those guys are good. One is right-handed, one is left-handed. Two is definitely, like, you could tell he really advanced, especially being on this level. No look passes and everything. Every time I get hit with that in practice, it's just different because you never seen that before.
When I watched highlights from Penn State, I noticed, at least last year, you often rushed against the opponent's right tackle. Is that a position that you're most comfortable at, rushing over the right tackle?
I mean, I'm right-handed, so I like just having my right hand down when I'm getting off the edge. So I'm good to rush from both sides, but of course that's my most comfortable side, but I can do both.
You had a good play in the walkthrough where it looked like you read the screen. You were kind of there to either get a TFL or no gain. Is the defense scheme kind of coming easier to you now at this point in training camp? What did you see specifically in that play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm understanding. I got the whole playbook down now, so I'm understanding everything. Listening to Coach Crow and just going through drills that we work on every day in Indy. And we work on the screen drill when the lineman just lets you go by pass, put that foot in the ground, go back. So it's just muscle memory from working on it every day to actually come into the game.
Where do you think your game's improved? We've seen a lot of good things from you, long TD catches. We know about the blocking. Where have you improved as a player from year one to year two?
Trusting myself, not being so worried about, outside noise or worried about trying to be somebody that I'm not. Really just believing that, what I'm capable of, and I can do whatever I set my mind out to do, and I'll put the work in. I work extremely hard and just, going out there and showing that.
We saw a lot of these things last camp too. What's the key now to translating that onto the field into regular season games?
Yeah, just again trusting my work. Coach McDaniel that's something that he talks about all the time in the meetings. Trusting what you're doing on the field. In other words, if you're not, you're wasting your time. So I'm just gonna make sure I trust myself, and we're not working out there for nothing. So I'm making sure I put that work in, and when it's time for the game time, I get to hit another opponent. I'm gonna be ready to go.
Did John Embry give you a project this offseason? Did he ask you to review every one of your snaps? What did he ask you specifically?
Yeah, he asked me watch George Kittle. He's one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. Watch him in his route game. Watch him in his run blocking. Because they have a very similar offense. He's a very similar play style, similar body. So just watch him. Watch how he gets after it. Watch how he blocks the ends. Watch how he catches the ball. And he's one of the best yak tight ends in the league. Watch how he makes a play after the catch. And just really work on my second step in the run game. Work on getting off the ball. Work on eye discipline when my hands are going, catching the ball. Because a lot of times we always want to get upfield and make a play. Focus on catching the ball, jugs, and all sorts of things. So, and I'm very thankful. A lot of stuff is working out, is panning out.
What's different for you now, this camp, to where you were last year at this point? I mean, I know you were undrafted rookie, and probably a lot of nervous energy going into your second exhibition game. What's different now?
It's almost like it's like in anything, like where you go to high school, you're the freshman, it's all new, right? You go to college, you're a freshman again, it's all new. You come here, you're a rookie, it's all new. Now I know what the buildings look like. I know who the cafeteria people are. I know who the coaches are. So I'm not walking around figuring out new things, trying to find my way around. I kind of got my routine down. I know how to get in, get out. I know how to make the right plays on the field. Trust it. And again, second year in the offense, man, that's all you need sometimes. So that's the biggest thing. Just knowing my way around the facility, knowing my way around the guys, trusting the guys now, having the coaches trust me and whatnot.
Julian, what kind of boosted having an orange jersey did they give you, and how long have you been working on that?
Man, it's an honor. I remember, again, retrospect, man, last year looking at all the guys, even this year, I call them the OGs. All the guys, the older guys that's been in the league for a while, that's earned that orange jersey. Man, I look at those guys last year and I'm like, man, I want one of those. Because it represents something, It represents a guy who's embodying what a Dolphin means. So me just to put that on the coaches to give me that, it was a surprise to me, especially being a young guy. But man, I was extremely honored just to wear that. And the playlist, man, I had to make sure. I didn't know how important the playlist was before today. Like in warm-ups, man, every old guy coming out there, he's like, "Bro, the playlist good?" All right, now we better make sure, you know what I'm saying? So that orange jersey, you better make sure your playlist is right.
When do you find out you're the orange jersey guy?
So you get like a random message, either the day before or the day of, and literally it's a surprise. Nobody knows when it's coming. Nobody knows when it is.
So they just say, okay, we need your playlist.
Yep. And again, man, it's an honor. You know what I mean? So first thing I said, man, God doing this thing. And I'm excited. I got my playlist ready. Tua loved the reggae I had going on. Chubb and Jalen, they like the Young Thug. I had a flavor for everybody. The coaches like the old school Tupac I had going. So it was a good playlist.
So what happens to a guy who has an absolutely trash playlist?
I think you're going to know about it. Again, man, I told Alec Ingold in warm-ups, I was like, man, I did not know how important this playlist was. Like, it's pressure, man. You get that orange jersey, you better come with it. Not just the playlist, but even stepping up on the field. Yeah, all eyes on you now. You're going to be noticed on film. You're not in the white, you're not in the truck. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be spotted out, in front of everybody, so you better make sure you come correct.
We know how important blocking is from the tight ends in this offense, but do you guys talk about wanting to produce more in the pass game?
Oh, for sure, man. As tight ends, man, we always want to, do whatever we need to do for the team. And for me especially, I want to make sure whatever coach tells me to do, if it's go get some damn water, I'm going to go get that water. You know what I mean? If it's block this guy, I'm going to block that guy. If it's to run this route, I'm going to run this route. And, we always want to make plays on the field, but sometimes you just got to do what your job is requiring you in that moment. And sometimes that's all you need in a team sport.
What would a first NFL touchdown mean to you?
Oh, man, come on. I mean, everything. In college, I didn't catch my first touchdown until my senior year of college. So that it will mean everything, but I'm not tripping on that. The fact that I'm just out here, I'm on this field, man, at this podium. I thought the podium was somewhere else. I didn't even know it was right here. So, you know what I mean? I'm just to be right here in the moment, man. Touchdown be everything, but man, just representing what I got on my chest, it means a lot more.
How you feeling right now? You come back recently, keep upticking your practice participations. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel like the preparation that the weight room staff and the training staff got me right. I came out there and really ain't lose a step, wasn't really tired or anything like that, so I feel like it was a win-win.
Did you feel like you missed anything with the time away?
Or? Oh, definitely. You're always going to miss something. You miss one day, you're going to miss something, so definitely.
How much pressure do you put on yourself to sort of reestablish yourself for a second, emergency season?
I don't really put too much pressure on myself. I mean, it's the reason I'm here, so just kind of homing in on the talents that I already have and then kind of listening to what Coach Ruggiero has to say about the little things that I need to work on and stuff like that, so just kind of applying those every day.
What's one thing you've gotten better at?
I feel like from last year to this year, I feel like my off technique, just kind of playing in Fangio's defense last year, played a lot more off, so I kind of got the reprogressions, like learning to change my eyes, stuff like that.
How important do you think these preseason games and joint practices are for you in your career?
Right now, they're very vital. Just kind of making sure that all of the nooks and crannies work yourself out throughout this is where you work out everything, see where your mistakes at, see what you lack and all of that stuff. So it's really, really good.
How has Anthony Weaver helped you?
Really kind of just instilling confidence that he knows I'm a baller. So just making sure that every day he knows that I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, bring the energy, do everything that I'm supposed to do.
I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask who's the toughest cover on this team?
Reek and Waddle, but I can't lie. Rib and Berrios, they got some shit in their bag.
What could the Commanders? What type of challenges could they bring at practice tomorrow?
They have a lot of receivers. Their receiver room is kind of deep. I know a lot of them, Diami and all of those. But just kind of the length that they have a lot of bigger receivers, so it's going to be more back shoulders, stuff like that. So it's stuff that we really don't see on a day-to-day basis.
How do you feel physically?
I feel great. Coming in, the first interview when I came back, I got the same weight on 193, so I feel good. I'm still running the same, stuff like that. Just making sure that I stay in the realm of playing on the field, just make sure I'm on the field. So that's really all it is now.
The first time you came back, it looked like you re-aggravated or you suffered a setback and then got shut down. What do you need to do to ensure that you don't get shut down again?
Just kind of staying on top of it, being proactive about it, making sure that even if it don't hurt, just making sure I get something done to it and make sure I take care of it.